Welcome
to episode 6
of This and That.
Is it episode 6 already?
It is episode 6. We're still here.
Boom, these weeks are breezing by.
We are here, we're back, and we are ready to talk about some fun stuff.
We are the podcast that will smother your mother and make your sister think we love her. This and That. Sorry, I was listening to NWA on my run today, and
I can tell.
I'm a little hyped up.
Hyped up.
I'm a little hyped up.
All right.
You know why else I'm hyped up?
Are you all hyped up?
You know why else I'm hyped up?
Why?
Because it's our Valentine's Day episode.
That's right. It's Valentine's Day, everyone. And in the words of one of my favorite lines of Jim Carrey from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Ooh, that's my favorite movie. So.
Today is a day invented by greeting card companies designed to make single people feel like crap.
Yeah. And like crap we feel.
But you know what? We're here. For any of those other singles out there with nobody else to mingle with, you can join, spend your Valentine's Day with us.
Yeah, welcome to our little piece of lonely ass internet.
What video did you click on before you found us?
You can wallow in our loneliness.
But you know what? We're not going to wallow. We're going to have some fun. We're going to embrace it.
We are. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're joining us and you've been here before, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you for everybody who's taken a chance to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We appreciate every like and subscribe. Really helps us keep bringing you guys the content you want.
Yes. If you haven't done that, please consider it. We won't spam you. Maybe one episode a week. That's our plan. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that thing. It feels weird asking people to do that. Anytime I used to watch YouTube videos, it always made me cringe when they'd be like, smash that like button. Hit subscribe, guys. Notification squad. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a little...
I always use the metric of like, if your content's good enough, I'll subscribe naturally because I want to see more of it.
Yeah, but then again, every channel that I've ever watched does that too.
Exactly, so there's probably something to it. I'm just going to have to get over my own bullshit.
All right.
So let's collectively as an audience pray that Matthew has a word of the day for us this week.
I do. I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball last week. I completely forgot the word of the day, and I looked like a fool, but we got a good one for you today. You guys ready?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Today's word of the day, penchant.
Penchant, okay.
You know what penchant means?
Is that like a tendency to do something and it more on the negative side? Something that's not necessarily the best habit? You keep repeating. Okay, that's my loose understanding of a penchant.
It's not
you have a penchant to do something over and over.
It's not necessarily negative. So the definition of penchant, it's a noun, is a strong or habitual liking for something or tendency to do something.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have to be negative. So I don't know why you're bringing all that negativity down on it, man.
Sorry, I was
making the word of the day a bummer.
I was on the phone with the IRS for no less than 2 hours this afternoon, and it has brought me to the edge, to the very, very edge of my patience. I think I had an anger blackout earlier.
So what is an anger blackout? Is that like...
I didn't yell at anybody on the phone. I was respectful to everybody on the phone. I know it's not they're not personally the ones
the
causing
customer service people. Okay, thank you as somebody's in customer service. Don't kill the messenger.
No, I've worked in customer service too long across many different aspects of it to know that 9 times out of 10, the person that's delivering the message is not the cause of the problem. So, knowing that, I got off the phone, I went downstairs, and I screamed into my pillow as loud as I could, as long as I could, and I got dizzy.
Wow.
And I had to lay there for a second and let myself regain consciousness.
That's some real primal aggression coming out there.
Thankfully, it felt it. I don't let that kind of... I needed that phone number from last week is what I needed.
Oh, the dial in and scream.
They would have got that call and they'd have been like, Jesus Christ, this guy needs hope more than ever. They would have started flooding me with hopeful messages.
Seriously, they'd be like...
they would have doxed my phone number and be like, everybody, just call this guy with all the hope.
Send him some flowers, some balloons or something.
No, all I know is that I have my splitting headache is downgraded to just a headache. And,
not splitting anymore, that's good.
Tomorrow I'm going to have to call them back all over again and try and figure out what's going on.
You need to do some real Zen breathing, stuff before you call them.
Because the IRS has a penchant for pissing me off.
Nicely done, Matthew.
Yeah, see what I did there? See what I did there? I'm bringing it back full circle. I'm not going to let us get too far off course here.
Great. So yeah, word of the day, penchant. Go out and use it. Try and impress your friends and seem like a smarty pants.
That's a good one.
Synonyms for penchant include fondness, a preference, or a liking for something. So
my initial gut. No, not even my initial gut. I was gonna make a bet. So Al, do you think they call it a penchant because people at Penn's game chant for it? I don't think so, Matt.
that's bad.
Yeah,
I don't think so, Matt.
Glad I didn't just try to make that joke. So if you were here last week, you may have heard naturally in conversation come up that I eat shrimp tails.
This was so fascinating to me that we were just talking about food we likes, and he eats the shrimp tails, and I had never heard of that in my life. Now, over the week, I talked to my buddy Rich, and he the foodie, and I asked him about
what did
this.
a foodie say? Am I a weirdo?
Well, he said with fried shrimp, he'll eat the tail on a fried shrimp, but not on just a cocktail shrimp.
And see, and that's kind of what I said last week. The cocktail shrimp might be one where you're like, oh, that's really bad, just because it's just the flavor of the shrimp, and then you know that you can fully taste the crunch of the shell, and you know that that's what it is.
The carapace.
With the breaded shrimp, see, we promised that Matthew promised that he was going to eat.
I did, and
one tail of each kind. So we have got ourselves a nice little Lonely Guys shrimp platter here.
Lonely Guy shrimp platter.
You know those Hungry Man dinners? These are the Lonely Man dinners. It's just probably like a pound of shrimp.
Yeah. See, we're putting our money where our mouth is. I said I was going to do it, and now we got some shrimp here.
Yep.
So,
and since you're doing that, we also, being Valentine's Day and all, we got, some...
we got some chocolates.
What kind of Valentine's Day would it be without some sweets? So I've been seeing everybody talk about these Lady Gaga Oreos.
I've never seen this until you brought it into the room.
Yeah,
and
I guess they're very new. I'm probably a couple weeks old.
Do they taste like Lady Gaga?
I hope they do. I hope they do, because I've always wondered. It tastes like cigarettes and Subway. And I'm not talking about the sandwich shop. No, I've been seeing everyone online making a big deal about these Lady Gaga Oreos because I guess the filling inside's like green, and it has like a little twist. So I'm gonna try one of these later in the show.
Yeah.
And we also got a pot of gold here.
Oh,
Since you're trying
excited.
a shrimp tail, I might try like a chocolate shrimp or something.
Shrimp?
I'm feeling a little crazy. We'll see.
I saw this exact episode of like a Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay.
This is a kitchen nightmare.
No, seriously. And there was this guy like on the Costa del Sol in Spain where he had the freshest, seafood, and he had prawns, and he would cover them with chocolate sauce. And Gordon Ramsay was so appalled at it. He was just like, "Why would you ruin these fresh ingredients, you stupid donut?"
Gordon Ramsay has the greatest insults.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if they're just common British insults or if he's just really creative.
Or if he's just riffing.
Yeah, sometimes whenever he's just in that zone and he is yelling at these people, it really does. It feels like he's just, it's pure hatred coming out in the most creatively poetic way.
The UK version of Kitchen Nightmares is like the ultimate one though, because it's him arguing with other British people as well. So you hear like more common British terms that I've been accustomed to, like, "You fucking tosser."
Yeah. I like their slang, but I have a hard time listening to a bunch of English accents for too long a time.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm working through it. But I love their slang, man.
It's your blue-collar Pittsburgh roots. You can't take none of that sophisticated talk.
See, it's not even like it doesn't even sound sophisticated to me, honestly.
You mean like a real like Cockney
any
British?
Of it,
okay.
Any English accent. I'm working through it. I don't.
Eliminating prejudice.
It's hard to say that you dislike something without saying you dislike it. Like, there's nothing inherently bad about it. I'm not shitting on the people with this accent.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, to my ear, sometimes like after 20 minutes, it all just drones together for me, and I'm just like, oh man, I haven't been paying attention for like 10 minutes. It's just hard for me. Like, everyone loves the comedian Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I love Ricky.
Can't get through anything that he's ever done because he has an English accent.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
His stand-up might be brilliant, but I can't get past like
really
the first
is.
5 or 10 minutes of it.
All right, I'll present you some of my favorite clips in just like 5-minute snippets, so you don't get like.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, I think without further ado,
yeah,
I gotta.
Let's.
All right, so typically when I would get a shrimp, I would dip it in the cocktail sauce and then extricate the tail.
Do you not even like try and peel the little bit of meat that's still in the tail out? Like with your teeth, just work because there's still meat in there. And that's what initially caused me to start eating the tail to begin with.
I mean, I'm not picky about
I would
it.
pull the meat out of the thing, and I was just like, oh, that's just too much work. And I just started eating it all.
All right. There goes nothing.
Don't eat just the tail now.
Eat it with another shrimp?
If for your first time, don't eat just the tail. I have a heart. I'm not going to make you do that.
You have a heart?
It's in there somewhere.
You're a mean one.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Matt. All right.
Try not to chew directly into the microphone.
I'm trying.
No, I'll tell them that I'm going to try not to do that. So I think that's absolutely delightful.
It's crunchy.
It's crunchy.
I think it's a mental thing.
Yeah, because it doesn't change the taste of it. It is. It's just I guess it is a mental thing.
I'm still chewing it.
I'm going back for seconds. I love the crunchiness of it.
Okay, I think it's a mental thing then because, yeah, it didn't make the taste any differently, but it was weird in my head. You saw me grimacing the whole time.
I did, yeah. That's but I feel like that's probably the normal reaction to that.
It is. That was how I reacted when you told me you did
So
this.
now I think you will enjoy that much better.
So the fried shrimp tail now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give this a shot. What sauces do you have up here for us?
This is tartar sauce, I think, and
Tartar?
just cocktail sauce.
There's cocktail sauce. You can't go wrong. All right, so here goes the fried shrimp version now. That's a big fried shrimp. I can't chew the whole thing. That's really good.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to mess up fried shrimp, especially like the nice big ones. They call these like butterfly shrimp or something.
Yeah. All right, here goes.
Now that's probably a much more pleasant experience because you have the fried flavor with the breading still kind of up on the thing, and
I don't even notice it. Mm-hmm. It just mixes in with everything else.
the crunchiness of the shell kind of mixes in with the crunchiness. I know these aren't as crispy as they could be right now because I ordered them a while ago, but
How long ago?
at 2 o'clock after I got done with my run, I literally got back to my car still out of breath.
Am I gonna get sick tomorrow?
I called and they're like 3 weeks old.
Okay, so I've now eaten shrimp tails, and I can say the fried shrimp one, totally palatable, totally fine. I mixed in with the crispiness and the crunch. I probably still won't do that on my own time,
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
I can see why you do it, and
Yeah, hey.
all right, awesome.
Yeah, so
See, we're learning, we're growing. This is great.
I encourage everyone out there, the next time you have some shrimp, just break off a tail.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that cocktail shrimp tail.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. Okay, so we do got some news stories for you this week.
Oh yeah, it's time for some news and that.
Okay, so
What do you got for us today, Matt?
I don't know, are you familiar with the Free Britney movement?
Oh my God, I've been hearing about this. She's come up in the news again
It's
recently.
alive and well, and it started to come back up again because Hulu released a documentary, it was pretty eye-opening in my opinion, expose about her this past week that was done by the New York Times. It was like an hour and some change long, and it goes through her, how she started her career, her rise, how she her very famous mental breakdown where she shaved her head and attacked the paparazzi. And I mean, after you can see all those things in the tabloids and in the news when they're happening, and it's real easy to pass judgment. I'm like, man, wow, that's she's going through some shit. But when you watch this, you're like, damn, she had no other choice, honestly. Like that was the lesser of the two outcomes. I think they only could have been two ways, where she has a mental breakdown and shaves her head, or something far worse.
Yeah, honestly.
Because that documentary did not seem like it
I can't imagine the pressure. I mean, because like she rose to like stardom like whenever she was like what, like 16, 17 or something like that.
Yeah. I guess that's when she rose to stardom, but she had been at it for years prior to that even. It wasn't just like she'd only been at it she had been, they show in that documentary footage of her as like a small child on Star Search and shit. Like she had, she had been at the singing thing since she was a real little kid. But the big controversy with the Free Britney thing is that, back in, maybe a decade ago, the court put her under conservatorship. Her father is the sole conservator of her finances. He gets to make all of her
entire life,
her investments. He has way too much control over her life. So in the wake of this documentary, though, on Hulu, a judge has ruled against Britney Spears' father, denying his bid to retain complete control of his daughter's financial investments. The joint conservatorship powers were debated in court on Thursday amid intensified scrutiny over James Spears' control of his daughter's estate. Britney Spears filed a petition with the court last year to remove her father and to place a financial institution as the sole conservator over her estate, which, makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of one person having control over somebody else's life. That sounds like some creepy stuff.
It's really interesting that they don't think that she's mentally sound enough to control her finances and everything, but she's perfectly sound to go tour and record albums.
Yeah, that seems like a double standard.
And host 2 residencies in Las Vegas. Like they're all for.
Really?
Yeah, they're all for whoring her out and making the money off of her, but they don't think that she's mentally sound enough to actually control her own money and her own life.
See, that's always upsetted me whenever you see someone's family, when somebody has like, they have like a very promising young star and they're just like exploited just for the purpose of the fame or the money or something like that.
In the documentary, they play show a quote. I can't remember now if it was an audio clip as well, but they show, like, he basically says, like, my daughter Britney's going to be huge. She's going to buy me a boat one day. Like it was pretty clear from the beginning that he was just looking at her as like a bank, just like a money printing machine at one point. Yeah, very gross. So like the Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Brenda Penny denied the singer's petition last year, but appointed Bessemer Trust as the co-conservator along with James Spears. So it was the bank plus her dad.
So it wasn't just her dad anymore.
Not just her dad anymore. And I think the bank, the Bessemer Trust that was put in as the co-conservator with her father, was the one that she wanted. So it was like, wasn't totally the outcome she wanted, but it was sort of a compromise, which I don't feel like she should have to compromise at this point. But
you said now, and just recently, so the judge has now ruled against her father now.
Well, ruling that he was trying to go against that last ruling. He wanted to be the sole conservator again. He wanted to get that bank thrown off of the he didn't want to be a co-conservator anymore.
Okay.
That's what the judge denied.
Okay.
The judge
good for Britney.
The judge did not say that her dad is the sole conservator again. He just said that he has to share the conservatorship with the bank.
This is the win for Britney then.
A small one.
Okay.
Good. One objection asked that James Spears have the power to delegate investment powers, an issue that was a point of debate between the attorneys on Thursday. Spears' lawyer told the court that the nature of the co-conservatorship is that James Spears' powers as sole conservator appointed by the court in 2019 would be reduced. He argued that court orders should be consistent with the 2019 order that gave him sole conservatorship. Of course he does. He's a greedy son of a bitch. He wants the money.
What a bastard.
So kind of technically right now, Britney's dad is using her own money to fight against her in court. So like she's paying to fight herself in court, essentially.
That's
like in
just
a very
asinine.
warped, roundabout way. Yeah, like it's so crazy that it's even.
I'm thinking about all this now, thinking of like back in 2007, whenever she had her breakdown, like South Park lampooned it, where like literally everybody, like the media, just treated her horribly.
I think while South Park really did give it to her in that episode, I think it was more an overall commentary on the way the media was treating her than on her herself.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Is that the media was just like, it was just, again, just exploiting somebody else's like pain and anguish.
If you have access to Hulu, then I suggest you watch the little documentary that they just put up, because it lays everything out so perfectly and clearly clearly that it's just like by the end of it, you're screaming at your TV like "Free Britney."
Leave Britney alone.
Seriously, man. In the documentary, it says that she earned $58 million in 2011, but that her current estate is only worth $60 million. So it may be worth looking into whether or not her dad is just like outright stealing from her in the process of all this other bullshit, because there's no way that
he shows up to court, rolls up in a Bentley with a Rolex.
I have no doubt that he probably has shit like
I'm
that.
making sure all of her money's being saved.
But if she earned $58 million in 1 year in 2011, there's no reason why she should be only worth $60 million right now.
Yeah, that's
she's had two Las Vegas. Shady. She's had 2 Las Vegas residencies since then. A couple albums, a tour or so. Like she's had income. There's no reason that she should be less, almost even with where she was in 2011. That's crazy.
Seriously.
It also in the documentary they mentioned at one point that her father and his lawyer wanted to, who I think is also on the is part of her dad's sole conservatorship. His lawyer was somehow entwined with that. Mm-hmm. They wanted a raise. The father and the lawyer both wanted a raise, and they told the judge that her conservatorship should be looked at as a new kind of business model. Like right then and there, the judge should have realized that there was something a little fishy going on with this, and that they did not have Britney's best interest at clearly in their minds whenever they're making these decisions. They're literally said that they're trying to turn her conservatorship, which is meant to protect her financially in her best interest. They're trying to turn that into a business model. So,
America.
Dude, it's absolutely disgusting.
Oh, man.
They decided for her that she was mentally stable enough to do 2 Las Vegas residencies, make albums, tour the world, continue in the public eye, but yet she's too unstable to make her own financial decisions.
I call bullshit.
All I have to say about that is free Britney.
Free Britney.
I hope that there will be more court hearings in the future to where she gets to hopefully remove her father completely from the picture. And I really think that we'll see a massive, just burst of Britney Spears stuff. I think she's gonna feel like she's reborn.
I'd be excited to
because
see it.
It's like I don't know, her one Las Vegas residency went through, and then the second one, I'm pretty sure they canceled it pretty early on. Like I don't know if they ever actually performed any of the shows. To where it left a lot of her fans like digging into her Instagram account and really like every single word, like analyzing it, like what does she mean by this word and what does she mean? So there's
like a 10th grade English teacher.
One train of thought that like Britney is refusing to perform until or do anything until this is out of the way and she's in control of her life again. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know. It's just a shame. Free Britney. I'm on team Free Britney.
Heck yeah.
I hope she makes a comeback after all this, and I'll go see her live. Fuck it. I'll go see Britney Spears live.
Hell yeah.
I'll buy a Britney Spears concert t-shirt.
We'll go together, and then we'll do the next podcast wearing. We got to wear Free Britney shirts next time.
Dude, I almost, if I could have busted my screen printing shit out quickly, if that was a fast process, I would have made us Free Britney shirts.
I just found the only plain, is this red?
It's reddish.
Okay.
I think it's like burgundy red.
Okay. I'll take that.
Somewhere in the middle between red and burgundy.
It works. I tried to find something red for Valentine's Day, and this is the only shirt I could find, so.
I don't actually own anything red.
Really?
I don't think so. Up until pretty recently, I was pretty much just a black t-shirt guy. Like plain black t-shirts. I still have a ton of them downstairs.
I was like that in high school. I would only wear just the most basic stuff. I didn't like things with logos on them, because I was so jaded because all the cool kids were always wearing the Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister.
I'm still pretty adverse logos. I'll wear Teddy Fresh stuff, but most of the time I don't like
that's that's H3s, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm a total mark for them. I'm a big fan, so I can justify it in my head because they're not a massive corporation or something like that.
You're an H3 stan.
I guess yeah. They would call me that. I'm pretty sure. I'm a simp for them. I don't even. That thought totally trailed off.
No worries.
Like just logos. Just like I try not to advertise for people that aren't paying me to advertise for them. Through that was one thing my grandfather told me. He never wore logos of any kind, and I asked him why one time, and he said that. He said, no one's paying me to wear that shit.
I can respect that.
And he said it costs more than everything else. I'm just like, so I've always just been like a plain clothes kind of guy.
I can respect it.
Yeah.
Shows integrity.
My grandfather also told me to suspect my elders.
Suspect your elders?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
He didn't really ever explain what he meant by it, but it's allowed me to. It's meant many different things to me over the years. As I get older, it's just stuck with me in the back of my head. Suspect your elders, kids. They're probably the reason for everything. All this bullshit.
What's that? I saw that meme the one time. It shows the two little parents like, we're not gonna mess you up like our parents messed us up, and then it shows the kid a whole new kind of messed up.
Yeah, right. It mutates and it morphs into something even uglier.
All right, here, I want to talk about something fun.
Let's do it.
All right. You're pumped up still, I can tell.
I'm eating shrimp tail.
I know it. I'm going to have some more
protein.
in a second here.
I need protein today.
Protein! Ma! The goddamn protein! Not now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone. All right, so my favorite directors, Judd Apatow. All right.
He's in my top 3.
Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, This Is 40, Funny People,
right?
Oh my God, so many great movies.
I mean,
and he has a whole ensemble cast of characters he likes to use, including his family.
He was behind Freaks and Geeks.
That's right. Yeah, we were talking about the other week.
I mean, Dewey Cox. He was a producer on Dewey Cox. I mean, we could go on and on about Judd Apatow. My favorite piece of little Judd Apatow trivia though is that he was very close with fucking Gary Shandling.
Gary Shandling,
very close with Gary Shandling. Like
didn't Gary Shandling have a sitcom where he was like a late night show host? But it was like a spoof of it?
Yes, he did. It was called It's Gary Shandling Show, or The Gary Shandling Show, where he plays himself as a sitcom. He plays a talk show host.
But as himself?
Yes, as himself.
Kind of like Seinfeld?
Kind of.
But not like a sitcom.
I was just saying, it is sitcom-y, for sure. I don't know if it's... it was kind of ahead of its time, honestly, because it's...
No, my buddy Austin in Sweden, I remember now, he showed me clips of this show back in like high school, and he said like this show was awesome, and like nobody ever didn't get the credit it was due.
Yeah, I think it only lasted 2 seasons, 3 seasons. It didn't last very long. I'll mad check it.
I like anything that's like a parody.
I would absolutely implore anybody who's never seen It's Gary Shandling Show or The Gary Shandling Show to check it out. It's such a great show that didn't get its due.
The producers were like forcing him to like hawk some like goofy product, and like he would like purposely bomb or something like that. Like I forget. It was pretty clever.
Judd Apatow recently released a book called It's Gary Shandling's Book, and then there was a documentary called I'll put the name of the documentary at the bottom of the screen. There was like a 2-part, like 4-hour Gary Shandling documentary.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my favorite little piece of Judd Apatow trivia is he was real tight with Gary Shandling from a young age.
So Judd Apatow is going to be working on a new movie now. It's going to release straight to Netflix. So, which in this day and age, I'm totally happy with because, like I said, I miss going to the movies, but...
I was going to say, but are we not kind of at this point getting used to having new releases shoved right into our living rooms? It's amazing for me.
I like it. Honestly. I like being able to pause. I like if you want to go grab something to drink or go to the restroom or something,
I hope movie theaters open back up. Because I'll still go
for
to
their
them.
sakes. Yeah.
Absolutely, I will still go to movie theaters, but I really do hope that they also maybe theater releases. It'll be in the theaters for a month and then go to on demand as well and do like it would really be hard to go completely back to just not having any of the new releases.
I think
release them
fusion,
to Netflix.
Fusion in the future.
I like the way HBO's going with Warner Brothers, where they have their whole lineup that's going to be released directly to HBO Max, but also have a theater release for some of them.
I think that's the new model moving forward. Give people the option, if people want to stay in the comfort of their homes.
We're Americans. We're all about options. And I assume anyone that's watching this from another country is probably free to at least... You want just options, damn it. I don't know.
Everybody likes options. All right, so this new movie of his coming out is called The Bubble.
Okay.
And it's very timely. It's going to be following a group of actors and actresses who are stuck inside a hotel filming a movie, and they're not allowed to leave due to the pandemic. So it's a timepiece.
Oh, so the pandemic is... okay.
It's being built it's around the time, around current events here. So basically, all these actors are stuck together in a hotel, and it's a comedy. So it's probably going to be, all the crazy antics they get into together or something like that.
I'm curious as what hotel they're going to film at, because I'd be willing to...
Motel 6.
I'd be willing to place a bet that if that's the premise of the film, that it might be a small enough crew and with actors and everyone included that they might just all stay at the hotel and actually live that scenario. They're all kind of
a bottle episode.
Really create that scenario in the hotel like a bubble.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if that's the case, I'm excited because he's got an all-star cast he's putting together here. So
give it to me.
So first of all, of course, he's including his lovely family members. Leslie Mann, his wife.
She is hot.
Oh, my God. So she was Paul Rudd's spouse in Knocked Up, and then in the subsequent This Is 40. And then his daughter, Iris Apatow.
Yeah, both of his kids have been in several of his movies.
She was, and I think that's so funny that... Maud. I think it's so funny that in Knocked Up, Leslie Mann and Iris Apatow, it's actually mother-daughter in real life and into the movie. And then Iris is in Funny People and This Is 40 as well. And then this one I'm excited about, Mr. Fred Armisen.
I love him.
Oh, man. So he was, I remember him mostly from his days on SNL.
Yeah.
But he's also an extremely accomplished musician.
I have a photo. I got to meet him.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I have the... it was on my Facebook, but I deleted my Facebook a while back, and there's no way I can recover that account anymore. So I'll have to try and figure out if I have that photo somewhere else, because I do have a photo of myself with Fred Armisen. He was a very nice guy. He came into the NBC store to buy his own T-shirts. He had got a T-shirt with his face on it, one of his characters. And he kind of made the joke of hey, yeah, did you ever see someone come in and buy their own T-shirts? It actually happens more than you would think, Mr. Armisen. But he signed his receipt for me and everything.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
he always seemed
nice guy.
Really just
very
down to earth. Yeah, very down to earth, very likable, and just really quirky. You've seen his work on Portlandia?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Portlandia, but it's sometimes the sketch is a little too out there for me.
I was just gonna say I'm a huge fan of Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein, but Portlandia is sometimes it's small doses for me.
It's like every other sketch I'll enjoy. I haven't watched all of them though. I'll say that, but no, one of my favorite ones, they go to this restaurant and the menu is ridiculous and the guy's like, would you like to double down? What is that? It's twice the food for twice the cost. Fred Armisen's like, no, I don't want to do that. So we got Mr. Fred Armisen there.
Okay.
And then this Maria Bakalova.
Yeah, she's from Borat, right?
Yeah, she played Borat's daughter, Tutar, in Borat 2, subsequent movie film.
Yeah, what a disappointment that was.
You know what? I enjoyed it, though. I enjoyed parts of it.
There were parts of it that were okay, but I knew it wasn't going to be as awesome as
It's kind of hard to compare it to the first one. Honestly, when did the first one come out? It was 15 years ago or something like that?
I was in high school, so yeah. 2005.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm getting so old. Okay. All right. Well, so I'm really happy to see...
I know, the early 2000s seemed like it was yesterday.
So I'm really happy to see her get more work because I thought she gave a fantastic performance in that, especially with that scene with her and Rudy Giuliani. Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. And then...
I'm a pig, sorry.
He's all crummy. Shoving shrimp into his mouth over here.
Shrimp is one of my favorites, sorry.
He's just masticating over there like a fool. Ooh. Anyway... Ready for this name?
Yeah.
David Duchovny.
Ooh, Mr. Californication himself.
And I was thinking more Mulder from X-Files.
X-Files.
But I loved his character of Frank Moody in Californication as the really...
Hank Moody.
What did I say?
Frank Moody.
That's what I said. What did you say?
That never works for me, man. It's never, ever going to work.
Okay. So, yeah. He was a great... I loved his character as that writer in there. It was a really cool series. I never actually finished it. I got probably halfway through it. I'm not missing much.
As all good shows, it didn't end as strong as it starts. Or even, I thought it was good up until maybe the last 2 seasons. It started to get you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit further each time. And it's okay.
Okay, I guess we're rolling with this premise now.
But overall, I'm a big fan of the show. So
absolutely. All right. Next on the list, he's got an all-star cast here, Mr. Keegan-Michael Key. And obviously, I have very fond memories of him on famous Key and Peele sketches. Of course,
Key and Peele.
Everybody.
Classic. I love it.
Messed up, Ron. And then he's done tons of great voice acting work too over the last couple of years, from Archer to Bob's Burgers too. I love Bob's Burgers. You ever watch that?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not
well, I just like what's his name? Who does the voice? God damn it! Now I look like a fool. All right, next on the list we've got.
How much do you like him, Matt? It's not a big deal. I'll Matt check it.
All right, we're gonna Matt check it. All right. Anyway, all right. Next on the list, Karen Gillan, who I recognize as Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't.
Okay. Well, anybody who's a Guardian fan is going to be really excited about that. I didn't realize this. She got her start. She was actually on many seasons of Doctor Who as well, which is
great show.
My brother got me into Doctor Who. I'd never watched it before, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll get into it. It's like there's like 20 seasons.
I've never jumped into the weeds on it, but when I worked at NBC, it was on one of our affiliate networks. So
it's silly. You know, it's like just a really cheeky British humor and stuff like that. But the sci-fi premise lets them explore anything that they want to. You know, you're gross.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
All right. Up next, Peter Serafinowicz. So he was Denarian Saul in Guardians of the Galaxy as well, another Guardians. And he was Pete in Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead. I love all of those movies with Nick Frost. And
couldn't get through it because of the accents.
Wow.
That's one of the early examples of when I found out that like I can't watch a whole movie with people talking in British accents.
So you've never seen any of those Simon Pegg, Nick Frost duo movies?
Not
like
anything after
Hot
Shaun of
Fuzz
the Dead.
Or anything? Those are great movies.
Probably are.
Man, you're stubborn. Okay, and then...
I'm not stubborn. I just know what I like and what I don't like.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying it's not funny. It's the accent. Those jokes might be hilarious to somebody that can pay close enough attention to it. Maybe this is all I hear is the accent and it drones for me.
Maybe this is the same as like I know some people they can't watch a movie in a foreign film or like in a foreign language with like subtitles.
See, that doesn't necessarily bother me.
But I know some people that like they. Oh wait, here's another good example. Do you remember the movie The Witch? That came out probably
There's
about
been so many movies.
Okay, but no, this is the one that had the star of The Queen's Gambit. She played the role of the daughter in there, who ends up getting like pursued by this witch. So it was.
I don't think I saw that one.
Okay,
actually.
It was not even English. It was Old English. Like wouldest thou?
That's probably why I didn't watch it, honestly.
Well, you have to kind of you really have to kind of train your brain to listen to understand the dialogue, I guess. Maybe that's what it is.
It has nothing to do with understanding the dialogue. I just don't like the accent. The accent just to my ears, it all drones together. It's nothing. I can hear clearly what they're saying. It has nothing to do with not being able to make out what they're saying. I'm not fond of the accent.
Fair enough. All right, ready? Last on the list here for his all-star cast, Mr. Pedro Pascal, Mr. Mandalorian himself.
Yeah, I did see something about him and Judd Apatow.
Now, I've only watched like about one episode of The Mandalorian, so but I've enjoyed it so far. But I remember him more as the Viper, Mr. Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones, who met a very horrible end, which I won't describe because it'll make me sick. But anyway, so that's Judd Apatow's new movie coming out called The Bubble. There's no release date yet, but he's co-writing the script with Pam Brady, and then Apatow's longtime partner Barry Mendel will also serve as the executive producer. So I'm very, very excited to hear anything about that when that comes out because I love all of those actors.
You said that's coming straight to Netflix?
Yeah, straight to Netflix. Yeah, no release date yet, but I'm gonna keep my eye out for that one.
So if it's coming straight to Netflix, I don't imagine there will be any type of theatrical release alongside of that.
I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, I don't see why.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second, you disagree?
All right, I'm having another fried shrimp. These are delicious.
Have another fried shrimp? Well, I tell you, I got a story specifically for you. I picked it specifically for you.
Aw.
Fox greenlights a fully animated series from Dan Harmon.
Woo!
A new one, a brand new one.
I love Dan Harmon. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of his too. Even though I watched a lot of Community, but I've not seen a lot of his animated stuff. But I'm just a fan of the guy. I've listened to him on a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews. He was a co-producer of a film called Anomalisa or something like that a few years ago that was fucking amazing. So I'm a big fan of his. I just haven't seen much of his cartoon work.
He's brilliant. I think his writing, his whole story circle method of writing, like I think that it just makes for such satisfying episodes. Like his meta humor.
I watched the first season of Rick and Morty at your behest, and I don't ever want to watch another episode of that show again.
Why?
It wore on me after like one season. It just all seemed very repetitive. It had like the Family Guy thing to me, where it's just like everything just seems like a setup to a joke that you can see coming if you pay attention.
Well, kind of.
That's why I didn't care for it.
No worries.
Not my cup of tea, but I watched the entire first season for you.
I appreciate that.
Gave it a fair chance.
Honestly, one of my absolute favorite animated shows.
I hear many people talk about how much they love it. Just not for me.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. That's what we're all about.
We got to stop saying that every week.
I'm sorry. I say that. I say that every day in my real life.
I said it last week. We say it every episode, and to me it's getting repetitive as I edit and have to hear it every single week. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
All right, we're putting it on a cue card. We're putting a cue card up on the thing.
No different strokes.
Okay.
I don't want to hear anything from Gary Coleman. Nothing ever, again.
What if we talk about the sitcom, though?
Nothing. I don't ever want that sitcom to be brought up in the studio.
Okay, fine. What's your next story?
And I love that show.
Talk about more about.
I was going to say my
Dan
next
Harmon.
story. Okay,
No,
I won't
Dan
tell
Harmon.
you about his.
Dan Harmon. I want to hear more.
The network gave a formal series order to an animated comedy. I can't speak. Animated comedy from Emmy Award-winning director Dan Harmon, Rick and Morty community fame, and Fox-owned animation studio Bento Box Entertainment. Sorry, man, I don't like burping into the mic now. I ate too much shrimp.
Seriously, you're like housing the shrimp over here now.
Dude. Well, I ran 6 miles today and then didn't eat anything afterwards. So, like, this is the first food. I've just been smelling shrimp for, like, 4 hours. Sorry.
All right, continue.
And Bento Box, it's going to premiere in 2022. To be set in mythical ancient Greece, the series, which is currently casting, centers on a flawed family of humans, gods, and monsters that tries to run one of the world's first cities without killing each other. Fox Entertainment CEO Charlie Collier had to say about the deal, "It is such a nice, full-circle business moment in a sense that it represents many of the touch points that we've talked about. We have a Fox Entertainment fully owned and financed animation show from Dan Harmon at the top of this game that Bento Box will produce, and it will be our move forward under our broadcast direct model." So, like, they're using this show as, I guess, like a proof of concept of whatever format they're trying to move into in the future.
So you said it's a like ancient Greek gods, like
humans, gods, and monsters. A flawed family of humans, gods, and monsters.
That sounds like there's tons of potential for interesting stories and wackiness.
Yeah, sure does. Fox Entertainment. I don't know. I already read that. Man, now I got shrimp on the brain.
The shrimp has got you all over the place.
Yeah, right. Leave it to Dan Harmon to turn the mythos of early Greek civilization into remarkably sharp commentary on today's politics, celebrity, and pop culture. This project is an incredibly irreverent family comedy as told by one of the town's most inventive storytellers. We're proud to be partnered with Dan on this series, which strengthens our hold on the animation space, and as we continue to build Fox Entertainment, marks an important first step for us with our first fully scripted property. Harmon is the creator and executive producer of the long-running comedy series Community, like I said many times already. He is also the co-creator and executive producer of Rick and Morty, which I also said a bunch of times already, which won Emmys for Outstanding Animated Program in 2018 and 2020. In 2015, he executive produced the Oscar-nominated animated feature film Anomalisa.
I gotta check that out. I'm not familiar with that last one.
It's kind of like stop motion.
Oh?
Yeah, it's fucking good. It's not like you wouldn't look at it and be like, oh, that's a Dan Harmon thing. But it is. Oh, it is. So yeah, you have. I know you're a big fan of his, so you have that to look forward to.
I got a lot of things to look forward to, man. This is great. It's exciting.
Show do.
You can. Wait,
Although you have to wait for 2022 for that.
Was this side of the tray full of shrimp as well?
Yes, it was.
Oh my God, and you ate it all already.
Yes, I did.
I mean, you can have some of mine if you're just still crushing some. I mean, holy crap, man. He wasn't kidding.
No, man.
All right, I got a really cool story here.
What do you got?
All right, we're going to take it to outer space.
Ooh, I like outer space.
We're going to Mars.
Mars?
All right.
What's going on Mars now?
There are so many fun things going on with Mars right now. If you're not aware, I got 3 interesting things that's happening right now.
Okay.
So first, the UAE, United Arab Emirates, it's celebrating its first mission to Mars. It has a probe that is called Hope in orbit around the planet, making it only the 5th spacefaring entity to do so after the U.S., Soviet Union, Europe, and India. So it's just going to be like a...
Nice job, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a probe.
That's exciting.
It is. So it's going to be a probe that'll just be like in orbit that, to take pictures and analyses of different like atoms and things.
Hey,
and,
actually, on second thought, talk to me when you land one on the surface.
So, not to be outdone, one day later, after the UAE probe gets into orbit, one day later, China says it successfully put its Tianwen-1 mission into orbit around Mars. So this is a 2-parter. It's a probe, and it also is a...
They just had one ready to go, and they were like, oh, fuck, they launched. We gotta launch. They were able to immediately answer that? That's wild.
Not immediately. They literally launched like, a day apart.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because it's,
they planned it that way, or did China decide to launch one because...
I don't know. China does what China does, man.
That's so crazy. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, fair.
So this is the first time for China. They managed to get a spacecraft to Mars. And so it's called Tianwen-1, which means questions to heaven. And it's an orbiter and a rover. So the engineers, they're biding their time right now before they dispatch the wheeled rover down to the planet. They're just going to, I think, do some analyses and maybe, I don't know what they're going to do, pick out like a good spot for it or something like that. So they said around like May or June, they're going to try and drop the rover down to do some more like exploration and soil samples and stuff. Because did you see what their last mission? They were able to collect like samples from like a moving asteroid and like bring it back. I mean, the stuff that they're doing right now in awesome. Space is just, it's like of the sci-fi of like my wildest dreams, like watching Star Trek and stuff growing up.
All the stuff that you used to dream about.
All the stuff that I used to dream about is like starting to happen. And now, if you thought those first 2 were cool, it's nothing compared to what NASA's done. The Perseverance. Mm-hmm. This, I know a little bit about Perseverance. I'm so excited about this. And in just 4 days, on the 18th, we're expected for it to touch down. Now, it's a little nerve-wracking. It's what the engineers literally call the 7 minutes of terror whenever this thing is coming down. Because you've got to realize they spent... I don't even know how much money to build this thing, and it's traveled 300 million miles over the courses of months. And when it gets there...
How long was the travel? Did it say how long it took?
Oh, God. It's, I forget how many months. I want to say like 7 months or something.
Wow.
We're going to Matt check it. I forget. So here's what's exciting about Perseverance. So Perseverance, it's going to scan rocks and mineral deposits because it's a rover, but it has a small helicopter drone that is also going to deploy. So we're going to have the first aerial aircraft on the surface of another planet taking aerial shots of the surface of Mars.
Pretty cool.
And it's going to be able to go up and map out places for the rover to go and explore and collect deposits because they're looking for signs of ancient life.
Dude.
How cool is that?
That's very cool. I have nothing to say about it. That's so cool.
So on February 18th, so the rovers, the apparatus.
Are we going to be able to see that touchdown or anything?
That's the thing. Yeah, they're equipped cameras and microphones and all sorts of stuff, so that we should be able to. They're gonna I was gonna say live stream because it's like a 10-minute delay between here to Mars. With
only 10 minutes? That's actually seems like really
light speed.
Wow,
that's how big. That's
still
how big
seems
space
like it should
is.
be longer than that.
Space is big, man. So
I know that. It seems like it's so big that it should take longer than 10
if you've never seen it, you should check this out on YouTube. NASA put out a simulation of how it's going to land. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So it's a 12,000 mile an hour plummet through the atmosphere, and it gets up to thousands of degrees, and the heat shield is going to protect the rover and all the equipment. The heat shield's going to blast off. Then, after about a mile above the surface, the capsule is gonna drop the rover on a jetpack.
Whoa.
The jetpack will then come down and then lower the rover on cables to gently land on the ground.
Oh, wow.
And then the jetpack will take off and land somewhere else.
So what you're telling me is that there has to be so many precise series of like little maneuvers and things that have to happen for this to go smoothly.
I cannot imagine like the minds of like the engineers and the scientists who like got this all together, because like I said, this is something straight out of like the wildest my wildest sci-fi dreams.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh my God. So they're going to be looking for hints of potential ancient alien life, scanning rocks and mineral deposits in an ancient lake bed.
An ancient lake bed. See, this is the kind of shit that excites me.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait to see what that little helicopter captures.
I mean, I'm confident in our lifetime we're gonna see people on the face of Mars.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that too.
The real tricky
Elon Musk
thing
is confident it's gonna happen in like in like the next decade or some shit.
Yeah, he's he'd probably be willing to sacrifice a lot of people to get there.
Probably,
you know.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess he's advancing things. I don't know.
I guess so.
But
I was starting to realize that getting the all caramel edition,
they're all caramel.
Yeah, this all caramel. It just all tastes the same though. Doesn't matter which ones. There's like 14 different kinds of candy or something like that, and
They look really good.
I mean, feel free, dude.
I still want to eat the shrimp though. I don't know about crossing shrimp with the chocolate.
I said I'd do it.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
You pick my chocolate.
The one with the little wavy lines
This
on
guy?
it. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
Oh my God.
It's about to be shrimpy.
He's gonna do it. Oh! He's a maverick. Yeah, man. You're not grimacing.
Dude, that's not bad.
Fine.
I'm not gonna lie, that is not bad.
Fine. I'm not eating the tail on this though.
That's fine. It's almost just chocolatey. There's almost
Yeah, the shrimp kind of goes away.
Yeah, I was gonna say the shrimp isn't powerful enough to really. I just kind of like the texture of the little bit of the chewier shrimp with the chocolate. That was good.
Are we weird people?
Yeah, man, this is weird. I'll say it. This is weird. But hey, now you know shrimp, cocktail shrimp with some chocolate's not the worst thing in the world.
Not at all.
Let's let the shrimp sit out for like 4 days and then. Next week, we'll leave this shrimp out all
right
week.
Here,
right
all
here.
week, and then we'll finish it.
We will eat. We will try those shrimp tails.
Episode 7 will be the last episode.
Yeah, we both catch dysentery.
Or some other Oregon Trail disease.
Dude, the Oregon Trail was such a good game.
Oh my God.
I wish.
Your whole family died of cholera.
Do they still make that game? Is there still like a downloadable, playable version of that that's like very
gotta be
true to the
somewhere.
original? Not one that's been like updated and is all flashy with graphics. I love.
I want the
old, just like generic ass.
Oh my God, I played that.
That was a great game.
I spent so many hours on that game, going and picking out the different wagons, going and getting all your food and supplies.
I always put the name of my crush as like my wife in the game, and like it just like gives you extra like motivation to make it, and you always die. I don't think I ever actually made it to my destination.
I never once actually made it to the destination. I got maybe like 3/4 of the way there.
It's been
once
such a long
before.
time. What's the strategy to Oregon Trail? Is there has to be a strategy to it.
Conserving resources, bartering, making sure that you have like your medicines, and you got to like hunt too. You know, I remember that was the fun thing. Like the buffalo were coming across, and you had to hunt the buffalo to get the meat.
But was that really just all it was? The way I remember it?
Well, there's obstacles, and then there's like people who
there wasn't like a little group of fans over there. You know, like some people get really into one game and they figure out every possible way to beat it and play it, and all the little. There was nothing like that for the Oregon Trail, where it's like you losers that just. You know, put it on and just play it.
You fucking casual.
Yeah, like you're a casual player. Like these guys over here know how to get across the U.S. in like 2 shakes of a
hardcore Oregon
something. I don't know because now that I think about it, I don't know what happens whenever you win an Oregon Trail. Can you win? Is it always just death?
It just seemed like to me, especially as a kid, whenever I didn't have the patience to really take the time to understand the game, and you're just kind of like playing through it, like, ooh, I'm gonna cross the river. Ooh,
That was me.
I'm gonna trade to this people. You know, it was just seemed like every like 10 feet you go, all of a sudden it's just like someone has dysentery.
Someone snapped their ankle.
Yeah, or like the oxen, broke its leg or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. The oxen broke its leg.
Yeah, now you can't carry all your gear or something.
Yeah, what a bullshit game.
Great
game.
Why did we like that? It was so frustrating.
I think it wasn't necessarily that we all liked it. I think it was like
It's the only thing
it
that
was really like
the only thing we had.
At least in school, I most of my memories of it were playing it at school. I don't know if we had a computer at home at the time to play it, but just like it was just one of the only things that was available to me.
Is that on a floppy disk?
I'm sure it was. It would have had to have been.
Oh my God, there's a whole generation of kids who have no idea what a floppy disk is.
Nope. I mean, I've probably worked with people in the last couple of years that don't know what a floppy disk, or at least if they know what it is, haven't ever like held one.
No, working in hospitality, I ended up working with a lot of folks who were probably 10 years younger than me, and
that's the worst.
God,
it's
like the divide. It's the divide on the knowledge gap on like references and whatnot is astonishing.
But it's like those ages are so like close and in recent memory, kind of. It's like 10 years isn't that far removed from where I am right now. So it's like, man, I remember 10 years ago. 10 years ago was a really exciting time in my life, and you get to work with somebody who's at that age whenever you were living like your best life, and it's just kind of like, man, I hope you do good things with it.
Yeah,
your time, because it really goes by in a blink of an eye.
Seriously, man,
it is so fast. I'm 32 fucking years old all of a sudden.
I know, right?
Where did that come from?
Gonna be 33 in April.
Yes, same here.
We're gonna have a birthday extravaganza. Our birthdays are like 2 days apart or something like that.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to do something.
We'll hire a clown.
I'll be turning 33 though, so it seems like a weird age to celebrate.
Fuck that. I'm gonna celebrate every year. You curmudgeon.
I'm not trying to talk anyone out of celebrating their birthday. I don't usually celebrate birthdays all that much, especially like the in-between ones. Like I celebrated 30, I think, like 25. Like for me, like 5 is my favorite number, and like increments of 5 always are the most satisfying
milestones,
to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. 33 seems like an odd one to celebrate. Like celebrate.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say throw an extravaganza or something, but
well, I'm not interested at all if it's not an extravaganza.
We're going big or going home. Eating shrimp tails. We got Lady Gaga Oreos.
I gotta try these. I gotta try. Oh, they're pink too.
Of course they're pink. Let me see one of these bad boys. Aw, look, they got a little heart on them. That's cute.
Do they?
Yeah.
Mine looks like it's a... Is that what yours had on it? I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be Lady Gaga? Yeah, okay, there's like stilettos.
What is she doing? Is she cracking a whip?
I don't know what she's doing.
I don't know what's going on this cookie.
I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. That was probably useless. What does it taste like?
It tastes like an Oreo.
Does it?
Well, closer to like the golden Oreo, I suppose.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's definitely not
I like
bad. It. I'm over it.
All right.
Oh, wow.
What do we got next?
We got just Lady Gaga Oreos, eh? That's just such a weird, like, branding thing. Like, what is it? Is it they just wanted Lady Gaga all of a sudden? A cookie inspired by Lady Gaga?
Well, we talked about this before, because if you make it, people will buy it.
Do you have a yeah, that's true. Do you have a QR reader on your phone?
I don't think so.
Oh, never mind then. It's
I'm an old man.
Scan to unlock a fun experience.
Oh.
I want to know what the fun experience is.
All right, so but everybody out there has a challenge to go QR code some, scan some Lady Gaga Oreos.
Yeah.
Report back your findings.
Was that your Mars stories?
Yeah, that's all I have for Mars here. I got one more story. It's silly. What do you got over there?
I got it's that time of year again whenever they start announcing the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
In this year it's there's some pretty good names on here. I mean, I think if you're getting nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's pretty clear that you're a big name. You're a recognizable star. So The Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Foo Fighters, and Iron Maiden are among first-time nominees for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Also included is first-timer Dionne Warwick, and returnees Devo, Carole King, and Todd Rundgren. There are 16 total nominations for 2021 induction ceremony. The complete list is Mary J. Blige, Kate Bush, Devo, the Foo Fighters, the Go-Go's, Iron Maiden, Jay-Z, Chaka Khan, Carole King,
Chaka Khan,
Fela Kuti, I'm not sure how to Kuti, LL Cool J, the New York Dolls, Rage Against the Machine, Todd Rundgren, Tina Turner, and Dionne Warwick.
Wow.
So yeah,
Rage is on there too.
Rage is on there.
I'm excited about the Foo Fighters. They're one of my all-time favorite bands.
This was their first year.
I know. That's why I was
eligible.
so excited to hear that, because
them and Jay-Z both. This is their first year being eligible.
Wow.
You have to have a catalog of music that dates at least 25 years. And this is the first year that Jay-Z and Foo Fighters are both eligible, because they both released their debut albums in '96.
Wow. It seems like... Wow, I guess it has been that long.
Yeah, and it also said that there's been a lot of relief from fans who have long lobbied for the Go-Go's and Iron Maiden to be on the ballot.
Yeah, I'm surprised Iron Maiden hadn't been
the
put in there.
Go-Go's, I mean, that's Iron Maiden. There's plenty of metal bands in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Go-Go's is definitely one that I think deserves to be there. It's like
they're classic.
Rock and roll. Belinda Carlisle went on to have a solo career. I'm sure some of the other Go-Go's did too. I'm just not very familiar with them.
How many people get? There's a ton of inductees.
Yes.
I'm not familiar how that works. Do you have any info on that?
I think they pick like maybe 6.
Okay.
5 or 6 out of that list of 16. Maybe. No, I think every year it's about 6 maybe. I don't know how I know that the fan vote's only a small part. I think all of the fan vote collected is equal to one of the like judges' votes, or like the Academy people or whatever.
But there is a fan sway a little bit.
No, I wouldn't even call it a sway. They have an input, but it literally it says that I'll get to it. Foo Fighters and Jay-Z made it into contention in their very first year. Those returning to contention after having been previously nominated are Mary J. Blige, Kate Bush, Devo, Chaka Khan, Carole King, LL Cool J, Rage Against the Machine, Todd Rundgren, and Tina Turner. So, like, basically the whole fucking list of people has been nominated previously, or has it either been inducted for a previous, 3 of this year's nominees are already in the Hall of Fame in different capacities. Dave Grohl has a trophy for being a member of Nirvana. Tina Turner was previously honored as half of a collaborator. The duo Ike and Tina Turner, and Carole King was previously inducted along with former husband and collaborator as a songwriter, having been given the Ahmet Erdogan Award that goes to honorees outside the performance realm back in 1990. And this is LL Cool J's 6th time being nominated and not having won. Or I'd say win, but like haven't actually been inducted.
Even being nominated means you have to have, like you said, a really long, storied career.
Absolutely, and the fact that it's the 6th time, I think he's going to be really upset if he doesn't get it this time.
I hope he does.
Me too.
I'm pulling for LL.
I'm pulling for LL too. Free LL. No, that's not. He's not being held captive.
No, I gotta tell you, I would be thrilled if for Dave Grohl for Foo Fighters too, because
I'll tell you what, as soon as I saw that he had one for Nirvana, I was kind of like, you know what? I don't mind if the Foo Fighters don't get it this year.
Well, this year, no, but I would be over the moon for them, though, because one of my all-time favorite bands, I got the opportunity to see them play live in Pittsburgh they came here about maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I was at that show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were both at the same show. That was even before we knew each other, though. And I paid a lot of money to be down on the floor because I didn't want to miss it. And I was just absolutely blown away by his energy level, the way he engages the audience. I mean, he's just so talented.
It's a great show. I'm sure the Foo Fighters will get in there someday if it's not this year. But I definitely won't be as upset as if I feel like if they don't get in this year, I don't feel like they won't be nominated again. Yeah. One of those things, because they keep making bangers. They were on Stern yesterday or today.
Oh,
and they all seem kind of like whatever.
I lost the satellite radio in my car, and I haven't been able to listen to Stern. It's been pissing me off.
I let it expire, my free thing, and then they kept sending me shit like weekly for maybe 2 or 3 months, and I finally was able to convince them. I got it for $10 a month for the entire year, and that's like with Stir and all there's
Really?
no blackout channels for $10 a month.
That's a deal.
Just let it go and let them hang, and then call and haggle.
How much is it normally?
I don't know, like 25 or something like that. 30
That's a
bucks.
great deal.
I don't know, with Stern included. Stern doesn't normally come with the packages. So
Oh, you have to get an additional package for him.
Yeah, Stern is its own.
Because he's his own thing.
That's his own thing, yeah. And he's the only reason I have accent, like Sirius or
the
whatever.
Stern
it is.
Dynasty.
Yeah. So yeah, LL's going for his 6th time. I'm pulling for him.
Come on, Hello Cool J.
Having missed it 5 times previously, gotta get it this year. Chaka Khan has 2 previous nominations as a solo artist. Rage and Rundgren both received their 3rd nominations.
Rundgren, I can't place him.
Yeah, I'm not very...
At first, I thought you said Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
Which
I'm not very familiar with Todd Rundgren myself.
I definitely recognize his name though.
They both received their 3rd nominations, and it's the 2nd time up for Devo, Bush, the Dolls, and Carole King.
I hope the Go-Go's get in there too, because like I said, they're classic.
Devo would be pretty cool. Devo's one of those like eccentric kind of groups that actually rocked pretty hard.
Devo was cool because they kind of gave you like almost that more of like an electric vibe back in the day, like kind of like almost like that dance vibe.
They
like before a lot of other people were really doing that.
Yeah, they were like definitely rock and roll. They did their own thing. A voting block of about 1,000 described as including fellow artists and other participants in the music industry will do the final voting on the crop, which was selected by a committee. There's also the famous fan vote, which in the general public can go online and make its selections, although that vote only carries the same weight as one of the 1,000 plus music industry votes.
Jeez, okay, there's 1,000, okay.
Fan voting will be open through April 30th at rockhall.com if you want to go scream into the void with that one, because 2 million people could vote and it still holds the weight of one vote, so...
But I'm doing my part.
Yeah. I didn't see the ceremony last year. I know they had could you imagine you work as a musician for 25 plus years, you finally get inducted into the ceremony, and it happens to be the year that everything has to be online, and they can't have any in-person ceremony, so you don't get to perform, you don't get to watch anybody come up and perform, and just...
That's the big thrill. You know, I've seen inductions in the past where, you know, just all these all-star musicians coming out and like paying like homages to and doing covers of like their most famous classic hits.
Not this year, man.
Man, what a bummer.
Have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, actually.
I've never been. I've driven past it a couple times. I've never actually got to go to it.
I went a long time ago. Whenever I was in middle school, I was in, we had a jazz band, and we got to take a trip to Cleveland, and we played in like a little, a competition. Excuse me. A little competition with other local bands and whatnot. Was it an adjudication? That's what it's called.
An adjudication.
Adjudication. Yeah. Second word of the day. So it's like the fancy way for judging like a music competition. So we did that, but then on on the rest of the day, we got to go take a tour of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And being that I was only in middle school, like it was cool, but like now if I had a chance to go, and like as much as I'm involved in music now and how much I like to make music, and the much as I've expanded, my musical horizons, I think I would appreciate it a whole lot more.
Did anything stick out in your mind?
Yes. One thing is because they always have like, because there's a lot of like mainstays there, all the classic things that don't change, but they have like kind of like the Science Center, they'll have like a rotating display that they change out seasonally. When I was there, I was fortunate enough that it was like a really crazy in-depth Beatles hall that they had.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about
awesome.
There were like framed like handwritten notes by like Paul McCartney and John Lennon, like writing out like lyrics for like some of their famous songs. You could see like lines like scribbled out and stuff, like whoa, this is how it happened. This is where it happened, like on these pages, So that even though that was like probably like 25 years ago, that still sticks in my brain. Seeing all that cool Beatles stuff, seeing some of like their original guitars and stuff that were there, some of like the costumes they had some of the costumes I think from like Sgt. Pepper's and stuff like that.
Man, that would be so trippy.
Yeah.
Like I always kind of freak out quietly whenever I see like memorabilia or some shit. Whenever, especially if there's like a photo of the person in that outfit or using that instrument or whatever it is. It's just like I'm always like, wow, that's.
It strikes a cool chord for you.
It is, yeah. Those are like some little weird pieces of history that I'm into. Does the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like a triangle, like a pyramid, right? Like a glass pyramid.
Yeah.
Does it look like that inside?
I can't honestly. The inside of it, I can't remember all that much. I mean, it was like it kind of felt like one of those really big, like when you go to. It felt like the inside of like an aquarium where there's like lots of where there's lots of different corridors and rooms and like there was lots of levels that you went up to find like different things. Like there was like I remember there was a whole like jazz area, there was a whole like rock area, blues area, stuff like that. So
we should make a trip there whenever it's safe.
Yeah, it's only like 3 hours to get to Cleveland from here.
Cleveland's not bad.
Cleveland rocks, except when it doesn't.
Yeah, we could do that in a day.
Oh yeah,
could leave early, get there when it opens, spend a couple hours.
We'll get some authentic Cleveland cuisine. I don't know what that is.
I would say, what is Cleveland cuisine? Because I just picture like hot dogs.
Well, I know Cincinnati cuisine is Skyline chili. The really like.
I've had that in Cincinnati.
It's good, but it's not chili how I like chili, because chili is like I imagine chili to be thick with meat and beans and like stuff like that, where you stick a spoon
I'll eat it
in
with beans, but I prefer it without beans.
Oh, I love
everything else. Put it in there.
I'll like 2 to 3 different types of beans.
Yeah, see, that's too much for me.
Well, I like a chili where you stick a spoon in it and like the spoon doesn't even move, like it's just like stand up.
I got no problem with that. Yeah.
Well, the Skyline one is like it's like almost like a liquid, but it's like a sauce because they put it over top of spaghetti. And I'd never heard of that. I was just like, you're joking, right?
I loved it.
It was good. And then I had one of their the conies. The coney, a little hot dog.
Hot dogs?
Yeah, with the chili and stuff on top. So it was good. It's just not what I technically think of as chili. So
yeah,
but it was good. But I have no idea what Cleveland cuisine would be.
Yeah,
is Cleveland known for anything other than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And
I would say that's when I think of Cleveland, I think of football and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't. And maybe Drew Carey.
Oh my God, I love the Drew Carey show. Ohio,
totally underrated show.
Seriously,
I think Drew Carey overall, even now that I know he's on The Price is Right and everything, I think he's had a pretty underrated career.
Yeah,
even though he's had a great career and he's definitely not hurting. I think his career overall has been pretty underrated. I think that guy's been a lot funnier as a stand-up than he ever got credit for. I think his sitcom was a lot funnier than he had ever got credit for.
Seriously, I loved the Drew Carey show. I used to watch that with my brother all the time growing up, and that whole cast of characters like Diedrich Bader. Who played Oswald.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then what's his name? The tall guy who was on
Ryan Stiles.
Ryan Stiles, yeah. That whole crew. Oh my God, whose line is it anyway?
Whose line is probably my favorite Drew Carey of all time.
What was the third guy who was always there?
Colin Mockery, and then Wayne Brady was also there.
Oh yeah, Wayne Brady.
Very, very often.
Oh my God. I'm
pretty sure Wayne Brady might have been there just as much as Drew Carey.
I think that I remember when that show was on, like I would literally like time like
again,
I gotta get home
2000s?
to school. I gotta make sure I get to see the show on time.
Yeah, early 2000s is whenever I remember watching in like high school.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend at the time and I were big fans of Whose Line.
It never got old because it was. You wondered how many of the bits they had kind of like pre-prepared, or how much was really off the top of their head.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I've learned more about comedy, I can see that maybe they had some of these things in their back pocket.
Yeah, it's. Who knows though?
But you can know a lot of that stuff was done like right off the cuff, which made it so great.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Drew Carey's asking the audience for suggestions and shit.
Yeah.
So it would be difficult to prepare for a lot of it, but they probably. Just having been doing it for so long, they probably have just things that they automatically think of or go to whenever they hear certain suggestions or.
And when you work,
who knows? I'd be interested. They've probably heard the same suggestion a million times. It's like I wonder if there's one suggestion that's always everyone's like, "Oh, this is so original." It's like, guys, everybody says this. Everybody says this. I'd be curious.
No, I love
Because they probably have to hear that shit so frequently everywhere they go, whether they're performing or not. Like, those guys are so famous for being improv actors that, like, I just can't imagine that they can go anywhere without having to...
The very short stint that I had working inside of an improv club really, really gave me, a lot of perspective on improv comedy and like what that's all about and what stand-up's all about. I didn't really have a good perspective.
That sucks because that wasn't really even so much improv. That was all just like stand-up.
Yeah, that's true. Should be a big names coming through there.
Yeah. We'll ever see another comedy club or music venue or anything open up?
Someday.
The
first day that I get to go to a concert or like a music festival, I'm just going to be so happy.
It's going to feel fucking weird.
It's going to feel surreal at first, for sure.
It's
after so long of just like avoiding people, and
I'm speak for myself only. I know that it's going to be very difficult for me not to wear a mask around large groups of people for a long time after this.
And you know what?
Even after I get vaccinated, because I will get the vaccine, no problem with that. Looking forward to it. Wish I could get it tomorrow. I'm still going to be wearing a mask around people in large groups, I'm pretty sure, for a while.
Well, I think that we all should, as a country, should have taken a cue from like so many, like look at Japan, all those Asian countries, like,
it's just natural, everyday,
they've learned
common
to mitigate all of these communicable diseases.
They didn't have any lockdowns throughout the entire thing, and U.S. has been shut down more or less for going on a year now.
Yeah, it's run by idiots.
Well, yeah.
Who don't have the people's best interest at heart. Anyway.
Nope. Well, it's not just like there's such a large swath of our American population that just
willfully ignorant.
They just for some reason they think it's like it's an affront to their freedom to have to wear a fucking mask. Like, if we would have all just sucked it up and buckled down, stuck to the goddamn first lockdown,
look at New Zealand.
Masks.
Look at New Zealand.
You can look at it. There are a ton of other
every other country in the world.
I was going to say it's not even just them. There
That's
are
from
tons
us in the
of
UK.
other places.
Yeah,
it's we, the United States, because it's you're taking my freedom away. Everything has to be equated to freedoms, not just like, hey, this is what we got to do for the time being. It sucks, and you know what? We're reaping what we sow. We're the reason that it's been going on this long, that we're still dealing with it. We're
so
the only
frustrating.
reason,
I can't I really haven't been able to wrap my head around it. And since I've been working like in a hotel throughout the entire pandemic, and I never had time off really. Now, thankfully, I've gotten to see, like I'd say like 95% of the people that I interact with are perfectly logical, reasonable people that say, yes, I care about the other human beings other than myself. I will do this small inconvenience to help them and help the world. But every once in a while, like I had to turn a couple of people away once before because they were being obstinate. I had to fight the temptation to get out my phone and start recording, but I didn't want to get myself into any hot water. I don't want to be getting called out by a Karen online or something.
No, that's definitely not worth your trouble.
It's not. It's just you're just beating your head against the wall. Like, these people are so indoctrinated that they just think that doing something good for other people is like wrong. It just doesn't make sense to
me. I just don't know why it's a big deal.
I just don't know why
it's
understand
a big deal. It doesn't make me feel less free. It doesn't make me feel controlled. It makes me feel like a contributing member of society.
Yeah, we're seeing right now a real divide in like people in our species that actually want our species to continue to evolve and people that don't care about that.
I was going to say something right there, but I don't want to get canceled before episode 6 is over. So.
Episode 7, we're canceled.
Yeah, all right. No, I'll keep that thought.
Have another shrimp tail, Matt.
I will, actually, damn it. I wish I would have remembered that this tartar sauce was here more.
That's a really good tartar sauce.
I think the place that I got the shrimp from.
What was that? Try again. Chew first, please.
Right.
But not into the mic.
I guess I got the fried shrimp from Excuses Bar and Grill in the south side of Pittsburgh. They're not affiliated with us in any way. They didn't pay me to say that. They're not paying for me to say that. I bought the food. It's just good food at that place. So if you're in Pittsburgh,
check out Excuses on the south side.
Yeah, it's good.
They got good shrimp. Oh, there's more cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only poured this cocktail sauce in there because it was like fresh homemade cocktail sauce.
Oh, this is the store-bought?
Like store-bought packaged stuff that came with the shrimp.
Oh, wait, you made that cocktail sauce?
No, the Excuses did, though.
Ah, okay. That's why it was so good, though. Someone made it.
Was it fresh? Yes.
It wasn't just something bought from the store. But you can get some pretty good store-bought ones.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what I do
One
anytime.
of my favorite ones is from Whole Foods. It's like extra spicy. So, I mean, it's just basically very horseradishy. They just put an extra boatload of horseradish in it, and it like clears your entire sinuses.
Yeah, theirs had much more horseradish. It was much better.
This one?
The Excuses one, the one that we got from the restaurant.
I was just saying, when I took it out of the refrigerator and like put it out of the cup into that, it was like, when I mixed it up, you could tell it was just like all horseradish and a little.
Love that nice
like,
bite that you get from horseradish and mustard.
Basically just horseradish and ketchup.
Is it really? Is that all that it is? I never really thought about what goes into it.
If you mix horseradish and ketchup, it will taste almost identical to just regular cocktail sauce.
I'm going to try that out.
It's almost identical to Heinz cocktail sauce if you ever buy Heinz cocktail sauce.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I haven't, but one of the many, many restaurants that I've worked at, they had Heinz cocktail sauce because they were lazy and they didn't want to make their own. And it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've...
You ever used the Heinz 57 sauce?
Heinz 57 is delicious.
Mm-hmm. It's like
My dad worked for Heinz.
It's like sweet and tangy.
My dad worked for Heinz when I was young, before he got sick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he got laid off. They had mass layoffs a while ago. I might not even have been born when he might have been prior to my sister and I being born that he worked at Heinz. All I know is that not only
Did he
is
make
it
ketchup?
Ketchup, Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, really?
Shit.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
So just aside from the fact that we're a Pittsburgh family, we've always been a Heinz family because my dad used to work for them. So like Heinz 57, cocktail sauce, ketchup, mustards, all condiments that Heinz makes, it's Heinz. If we're gonna have a condiment,
I will say I'm a bit of a Heinz snob especially when it comes to ketchup. I really get offended if I go to a restaurant and they have like fancy ketchup. Or
Hunt's.
Yeah, or Hunt's. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, come on, man. Especially if you're anywhere within like a 100-mile radius of like southwestern Pennsylvania or the Ohio Valley, greater Pittsburgh area, and you're not using Heinz ketchup, shame on you.
Well, yeah, like
you should know better.
The Heinz factory now is lofts and shit.
Oh yeah, they're like crazy, like Riverside apartment lofts or something now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're nice, but it's sad. I mean, that used to be where they made all the ketchup and good sauces and everything, and now there's.
Where do they make it now?
I don't know. Not there. Not in Pittsburgh anymore.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Might be somewhere in PA still, but it's not.
I hope so.
Not there. It's just a bunch of bougie hipsters living.
They make it in Colombia.
Factory now. What'd you say?
I said they make it in Colombia.
Yeah. I don't know where they make it.
A bunch of bougie hipsters.
There's just a bunch of bougie hipsters living in the old ketchup factory, which is such a Pittsburgh thing to say. That's an ketchup factory.
That's such a Pittsburgh sentence.
The old ketchup factory. Don't go hanging out down by the old ketchup factory now. You don't know, man. It's dangerous down there. That place has been abandoned for a long time. Stay away from the ketchup factory now. You don't want to hang out at the ketchup factory.
Oh my God.
Bunch of freaks and losers hang out at the ketchup factory.
I don't want to catch you going down there after dark now.
Yeah, anyone go down to ketchup factory? Hey, you guys want to go down to ketchup factory? See if we can see ourselves some ghosts? I think I saw a poltergeist down there. It came and said, boo. Boo.
Boo.
Boo, I'm a ghost.
Yins better be scared.
Hey, are you guys scared in that? Because I'm over here trying to scare yins. I thought I sounded real good and real scary. I don't know. I think I'm actually bad at trying to do a Pittsburgh accent.
Your Pittsburgh accent almost turned into like a Tennessee, Southern accent.
It's because I worked very, very, very hard to lose that accent whenever I moved to New York and I was going to drama school. So now it's like only the words that are natural to me. Like down and out and shit, I'll say that, but
I'll be there in about an hour.
For the most part, I feel like I don't have much of a Pittsburgh accent unless I'm saying certain words.
I had a similar experience because I lived in Ohio for 3 years.
So it's weird to be from the place and I can't mimic the accent from here.
It's funny. I had to try to learn the accent again because I never had one much to begin with. I just said the big the big monopthong words like "ar, shire, tire." iron, stuff like that. But when I moved to Ohio, none of my friends talked like that, and I heard myself like whenever they were all speaking and when we were speaking in conversation, and so I tried to get rid of it. And so I listened to actually a linguist who actually studied like, phonology and like morphology and stuff of the Pittsburgh accent. It's called the Galapagos Islands of accents because it's so unique and it's remained unchanged from other influence for so long. It descends from Scots Irish a little bit, and then it's just morphed into this weird blue collar kind of drawl, I guess you could say.
I've always heard that came over with like the Slovenians and shit.
Oh yeah, really interesting. Pittsburgh is a cool melting pot. It really is.
Yeah. If you're Irish or Polish or German, Italian. Yeah, no, we do. We have a pretty good. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's very segregated though. It's not really a melting pot. There are certain neighborhoods that are very Italian. There are certain neighborhoods that are very Polish. It's not very blended.
That's
it's
true.
Not like
there's not Polish like, Hill.
There's not one neighborhood that's like a real nice cornucopia of nationalities. It's like, oh, I'm going into the Polish part of town, or I'm going into the Italian part of town.
The Jewish part of town, go down Squirrel Hill.
Squirrel Hill and all that.
Best delis in the city.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, no, dude, I forget I don't know if you've ever been there. There's just one that's in between like Fiore's and Aiello's down there. Absolutely fantastic.
I'm pretty partial to Southside.
Oh, you also live over here.
Yeah. I would argue that we have the best delis and stuff.
Oh, shit. Wait, hey, we keep talking about food. I had one more headline for you.
Give it to me. We got like 6 more minutes.
All right, so we talked about competitive food eating once before, and of course we have one
Randy,
of the greatest competitive food eaters in the world behind us.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Randy.
Thanks, man.
We love having you here. We really do. We're going to get you some company up there soon, okay?
Thank you for thanking them for watching. We're forgetting sometimes to thank the fans. Keeping us on track, man.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
You need someone like Randy in your corner, guys. Thanks, man.
All right, so this isn't food eating. This was a spice competition. So the headline just got me. I said I had to bring this in. Man eats world's hottest chili peppers in record time. Suffers greatly.
What do they call the world's hottest chili peppers?
The Carolina Reaper.
I don't think that's the world's hottest. I think the Butte Jalop.
No. The Carolina Reaper was designed after the Naga Jalokia, the ghost pepper. So it's ghost pepper and then Carolina Reaper.
The Butte Jalopia or whatever. There's like there's another one.
Oh.
Unless it might be the same one, and I might just know it as a different name.
This literally happened 2 days ago.
This is hotter than that?
Yeah, he set a Guinness World Record. The Carolina Reaper.
For some reason, I don't think that's the hottest pipe, but
I'm pretty sure we're gonna match check it. Yeah. All right, so
I want to hear the rest of the story.
So all right, so he ate 3 whole Reaper peppers in 9.72 seconds. He said he winced in pain and retched and it eventually needed a bucket.
It's one of those things where, do you even chew that? I swear you just 9 seconds, you just put them in and swallow. How could that even?
He kind of goes. He masticated a little bit. He chewed them up and then he was like, and then he had to swallow them down and then he stuck out his tongue like all done.
Okay.
So and I didn't realize this because the guy who invented or developed the peppers, his name is Ed Curry. He said, your last name is Curry and you made a spicy food? That's just mwah. So the real name is Smokin' Ed's Carolina Reaper. Packs an average of 1.6 million Scoville units and up to sometimes more than 2 million, depending on how they're being grown, if they've been cultivated properly.
Man.
Carolina Reapers are 200 times hotter than a jalapeno.
Yeah.
And I've had some really spicy jalapenos before, especially if you get a fresh one.
Jalapenos almost don't do anything for me.
If you get a really fresh one, it'll give you a tingle. Really?
No, I'm telling you, I have a very high heat tolerance. Jalapenos
like
almost
an iron gut.
Jalapenos almost don't do anything for me.
Wow. Okay. So
I'm not trying to be cool or hard or anything. I love jalapenos. I eat a ton of jalapenos.
Mr. Edgelord.
I guess if you want. I'm just jalapenos are a mild pepper to me.
Yeah. So the creator Ed Curry said it's kind of like eating molten lava.
Ghost peppers or those fucking whatever those are, yeah.
So yeah, so the guy who did this challenge, his name was Jack. I forget his last name.
Jackass.
Yeah, Pretty much.
Jack off.
Anybody who wants to speed eat peppers like that. He's broken several other records. He broke a record for speed eating ghost peppers. So ghost peppers as well, including.
How many of those did?
So he included the most consumed in 1 minute with 97 grams because the peppers are different sizes. But that I looked it up. That's probably about like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 9 or 10 peppers.
Yeah,
that's insane. The best part is Jack was quoted as right after he ate it. He said, "How do you feel?" He said, because he beat the record. He was like, "It feels so good, but it hurts so bad."
Man.
All right. I mean, so hats off to you, Jack. You set a Guinness World Record. I hope you don't develop any, intestinal problems now or ulcers. Because
that's
I
really
love,
got a record.
I know, I love spicy food, man, but I'm not
I wouldn't
eating
do
one of those whole
that.
peppers.
No, I wouldn't do it like that anyway.
Like one, I would do like
I would eat one whole
pepper as a challenge.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
We're gonna try the one chip challenge.
That's right,
which
the
is
Pocky.
Carolina Reaper peppers.
Yes, it is. So the Pocky one chip challenge. We're gonna do
gotta
that.
get on that. Episode 10 is gonna be here before we know it.
Yeah, our episode 10 extravaganza. We're gonna have hot chili peppers, hot chips.
That hot chip challenge, man. I've seen so many videos online. I want to do it already and see how I fare. I think I'll kick that challenge's ass.
I really hope so. I'm excited to do it, and then I want to watch back and see our reactions to see how we both fare. Because I can handle my heat, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna look like I just ran a marathon.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna be sweating
for sure. That I'll be sweating.
We're gonna have to have plenty of water. No, we're gonna have to have some milk on hand.
I don't even think I could drink milk in that instance. Maybe some chocolate milk.
Ooh, I could go for chocolate milk.
Yeah, maybe chocolate milk. I can't drink white milk. Like regular milk doesn't doesn't do it for me.
2 shrimp left. Grab that shrimp there.
Left.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys in home. If you're spending Valentine's Day alone, hopefully you spent it with us. We just wanted to.
We just wanted to have some fun.
Yeah. We ate the shrimp.
We ate all the shrimp.
That's really what I was excited about. All the stories were.
Those were ancillary.
Yeah, man. As long as we got the shrimp.
Let's be honest. We were just here for the shrimp.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
So again, if you're new to the podcast, consider liking and subscribing and joining us.
Smash that like button. Smash it. Kill it.
Break it.
Break your phone.
Don't do that because we want you to come back next week and watch us. We don't want you to have to buy a new phone.
All right, guys. I'm Matt Yarbrough.
I'm Matthew Bright. It is
this and that.
Absolute pleasure. Happy Valentine's Day.
We'll catch you guys next time.